So I'll go into my next one. We all toss and turn with regret, just adding to the stress. Of course, pawn takes pawn, it's the natural reflex. Sorta a game of chess where the outcomes are basically guessed. But instead of pieces, they're lives, like the people sitting to your right and left. So what is a soldier to do considering what he's been through? When his commander gives him orders that he has to stick to, he feels it's kind of skewed, but he doesn't want to get screwed. So compliance is underway just like the rest of his crew. But his heart, it did have compassion, and he wasn't just trying to cash in. Was never about inflicting pain, but rather injecting laughter. Since he was a child himself, he's had hope for a better world. And back home, this man's wife took care of their little girl. Precious as a pearl, their reconciliation is what kept him going. The day he could feel their warmth again is always what kept him hoping that his life would never be taken out of spite. See, he believed he was fighting for what was actually right. Sincerely loved freedom, but couldn't see the hypocrisy in that vision. Been told since childhood that you have to deliver on the mission. So this said collision became an inevitable division, creating a them and us mentality, proving to be the first incision. Now stationed up at the checkpoint, his job was to restrict freedom to travel, like a choke chain on the neck that slowly gets unraveled, or foreign control over their land displayed up on a mantle. Half-day lines for desperate people seems like a bit too much of a hassle, so animosity is expected as he completes his shift, and just like any other day, the humidity in the air, it was thick, and throwing consistently cut electricity to the mix, as when approaching was a man and child who looked scared stiff. Now his captain's skepticism immediately started to set in. He informed the soldier that you better raise up your weapon. The soldier pleaded, it seems you're trying to approach, maybe we should just let them. While the commander said, no, they're not following proper military direction. They're not waiting their turn in line. If they did, it would be fine. Did they not take the time to read that bilingual sign? This is war, there is no time to be kind. Keep in mind, soldier, the duties you've been assigned. So with conflict eating him on the inside, he raised up his gun and yelled, stop, Goof, you come closer, you'll be done. We have strict protocol, please stop approaching for your son. While the two kept getting closer like they weren't even stunned. This is when his captain started to get more hostile. He tried to inform the soldier which options of his were more worthwhile, but saw the guilt on his soldier's face, thinking about his own child, and proceeded to take the situation into his own hands because of the memories he'd stockpiled. But there's also a reason that these two were steadily approaching, because the child in his father's arms was steadily convulsing, having a seizure, and yes, that checkpoint was obstructing a hospital that perhaps could have done something. The man's trying to save his child, where the soldier, he's trying to protect his job. The fact that these two can't go together feels like something has become really wrong. Why should these two interests conflict when together they could bond so strong? Someone tell me how both these kings got turned into pawns.